And welcome to my channel, and I'm going to discuss the web practical question session, the last question, the question 5 of the third day. I'm going to show you the question in here. Fifth question. In here I have to create a result entering application for a biology tuition teacher. So in here I have to create the registration page and the login page for the students and the admins too. And in here registration page I should contain student name, email address and password. And in the login credentials should be email and password. And the teacher will have fixed password and email call admin, and the password is admin at 123. And if the teacher logs in, I have to direct him into a login page, admin page. If student login, then system should be redirecting to students results, student name, examination date, result date, also mark and grades. I have to show the students web page, and when students and result page should be the result view in the table, with the person who logged in. So I'm going to show you the answer. So this is the registration page. Now I'm going to register person called normal. I'm going to register this student. When I press register, it is saying done, and I'm going to log in. I'm going to show you the database. In here I created the database called D3Q5, that is just a random number. In here I have users table. In here users, you can see I entered some previous details too, and I added the new student. There's new student. First I'm going to show you the admin panel, admin@gmail.com. I didn't add this email into the database because I don't need to do that validation through database. I just simply added PHP to validate if the admin know not. And if I go to the admin page, it will show like this. In here I can select any student, the registered students, and I'm going to add the result to normal. I'm going to add result 76 or something, and this is the date of the exam, which is the previous exam which happened, which they faced, the exam date before. I'll set a random date. I'm going to set result. It says done, and now the results are set. I'm going to register as login as normal. When I press login, it will go to the result showing page. This is the results which I entered earlier, 76, and it is automatically adding the grade and the release date also. This is the today date, and the name, it will say hello normal, the name we added previously, and it is adding as a table. I'm going to show you another one. And I press, when I go to the my page, I added 2 results before, so it shows my two results. It's one for 85 and my for 55. and here shows the results for me. And now I'm going to show you the code. In the code, design is the same, there's no different thing, same. Specialty I used in here, object oriented programming in PHP to make the connection with DBMS. It is we can normalize the code through this pattern. And in the login process I used validation parts and all the things, and I use Ajax to send the data to the server side also. I used 3 functions, one for sign in, one for login, and one for entering the results. In the login process I used validations. If those validations are true, if whether it is checking whether the email and the password is admin, email and passwords are for the admin. If the password also admin, then it will give echo 2. Then from the JavaScript side it will know this is the admin. And if it is not, then it will check the data from the database, and if the student exists in the database, it will redirect into the student page giving echo, and it will store the row of the student into the session, because it will easy to take the data from student's result page or something. In the admin page I used same design for the enter data, and it will automatically search the students from the database and display in the select tag. And in the result page, it will add the take the data and check in here the grade. It is checking automatically grade. If the grade is greater than or equal 75, it will give the grade A, and the result is equal to greater than 65, it will give B, like us C, S and fail. So in here I used date function to add the date for the table, year, month and date. Release date, the current date will set automatically through the query, so that is easy. This is the setting result PHP. And in the sign up is also the same, it is not different from previous ones. I use in here the difference is I use object oriented method to store the data. It will reduce the connection in every page. And show data, in here I used a table to show the data, all the data students have, the result of the exam results. I used session name to take the name to display on the top, hello the name, and the results also in the session ID. It will take the session ID and check for the results of the student, whether they are students results in the result table. I created a result table also in here. They are use ID, they are connected with the one-to-many relationship, and the results, release time and exam date, and the grade will automatically set from the PHP side. And here I used session to display the name also and take the results from the database. If there is no any results in the database, then it will show no data. So that is also some little touch up for the better functioning in this page. So that is the whole process for the question 5. And the specialties I used object oriented method to create the database connections and execute the queries. So thank you for watching.